Philadelphia. My name is Oshun. On this channel, we uncover the creepiest, most unusual haunted TikToks the internet has to offer for entertainment purposes. Please do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe to the Soul Tribe for your weekly dose of supernatural, coming to you every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. Y'all are my Soul Tribe. Tribe is with a Y because the Y is for you, honey. And that's because I love you so freaking much. Yes, I do. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Let me know in the comments where you are from. What is your area code, honey? And yeah, let's get into this video.
I had got put in a psych ward for 2 weeks. I have been dreading this story time. That's why I have not made it yet. I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy, even though I am. Okay, so it's a regular schmegula day. I go to school. I have on these pants, and my principal pulled me into the office and says, basically, I have to change my pants because they do not fit the dress code. When I saw those high water ass pants, I broke the fuck down. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was going through something or like it was just built up frustration that just set me off, and I was done after that. So I'm walking back to my class and I'm just thinking in my head, oh my God, they gonna clown my ass. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. Oh my God, y'all gotta think about it. When you're a child in that era, middle school era, everybody gets on your ass. Everybody has something to say. People make funny, everything. I was so sensitive back then. And that right there would have had me in shambles. So while I'm having this little breakdown, just like, I'm not going up in there. I'm not going up in there. So I go up in the counselor's office and I'm sitting down there trying to calm my ass down with her. So while I'm sitting there talking to her, she ends up seeing, yeah. So she sees that and she said, oh, hell no. She basically said, red flag, warning, warning, warning. And her ass called the people on me. My little dumb ass thought I was about to have a week of vacation in a hospital bed, sipping on snacks. And they pull up in a whole ambulance, y'all. Strap me down to one of those gurneys and take my ass away. So boom, I first get there and it feels like I'm in a jail, y'all. They made me strip down and cough. If y'all know what the fuck I mean, y'all know what the fuck I mean. I was so embarrassed. I'm just like sitting in front of this lady just coughing. Naked. Should have damn near locked me up then. I'm an inmate. So boom. A couple hours go past, my grandma and my mama get here. And they so worried about me, y'all. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, what the hell is going on? They crying. I'm just like, I'm thinking they about to come take me home. They like, no, you gotta stay in here. I'm like, ugh. Okay, first night, y'all, probably second night too, I cried my ass off. I cried myself to sleep. I was not with it. I don't know, maybe it was like the third, fourth day, I started making friends and it started to get a little bit more easier then. So it was just daily routines now. After a couple days, it started becoming a little bit fun. I don't know. It was like I was on an adventure. And since I was going to be up in there and I didn't know how long I was going to be up in there, I was like searching. I'm looking for the hoes. Yeah. It ain't my fault. And that's some crazy ass shit to do, to be looking up in a crazy house for somebody to talk to. Bitch, you're not that desperate. I'm gonna do a part 2 because I feel like this is getting too long.
Hey, yeah. That is some crazy ass shit for real. Like, she said I was looking for the hoes. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Sit your little ass down somewhere. No. First of all, that don't even look like nothing Diddy would even be in. Like, what is that? That look dirty. Like, no. But that's weird. But you never know. You never know, okay?
And that's how the fucking cookie crumble. Watch the downward trend. Watch everybody, watch all these CEOs start to step down. that had something to do with these freak offs that happened in Diddy house. Y'all, this just the beginning. Kevin Liles is the first of many CEOs that stepped down. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's about to get real crazy. They already said it's freak off tapes. We already knew it. But now we about to start getting names of the people that was in them tapes. It's crazy how the people was bashing people like Cat Williams, Wendy Williams, when they was just speaking the truth. Dave Chappelle the world's. Like, y'all calling these people crazy when they been exposing shit. Like, don't try to backtrack now. I wonder if Jay-Z on these freak off tapes or if he had something to do with it. His little weird ass. But once again, TikTok, this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what I'm talking about. Jay-Z, of course, is a great person. Kevin Liles is a great person. Anybody I name is a great person. Y'all stay tuned. I'm telling you. All them people that Diddy named in that video, they probably in them freak off tapes. And he got some shit up his sleeve for them. So y'all, this shit is really about to get crazy. Make sure y'all like this video. Follow if you haven't followed. If you want to stay updated.
We gonna see what happened, right? I ain't got nothing to say on that. Next video.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So play with the kids. And I got permission from your mother and say all of that because it's crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all 4 of us. So, and then I always come over.
Yes. And it's Ava Baroni Combs. Let's go.
Entire hell was that. That was so cringy. Where is she now? When was this recorded? I do remember seeing this video once. I don't remember how long ago, but this is very cringeworthy, whatever the hell. It's horrible. And then she started off like my name is Anna. I'm a Pisces. Like, girl, why are you saying you're like what? Poor baby girl. Where are you at? Are you okay? Does anybody know what's up with her? When was this? What happened? And then there's sons in the background with their creepy ass laugh, like, and now you know what really is going on. So you can only imagine what might have. Next video. Hey queens, tired of feeling stuck and overworked? Check out the video on my website and see if digital marketing may be your way out. Hope to hear from you soon.
So I'm often asked during my live streams, What is a good book for beginners who want to get started learning and practicing Hermeticism? And I realized that while I have several videos on my page with my recommended reading list for occultism, esotericism, and mysticism, I don't have any videos with a recommended list for Hermeticism. So in this video, I want to give interested parties my recommended book for getting started learning and practicing Hermeticism. And that book is Hermetic Magic, The Postmodern Papyrus of Abaris by Stephen Flowers, PhD. Now, while there are many excellent books for beginners to use to get started with Hermeticism, this one is, in my opinion, one of the best. And let me show you why. So let me show you why I prefer Stephen Flowers' Hermetic Magic over most other intro to Hermeticism books out there. Even if you're not interested in the magical part of Hermeticism and you want to practice this as a religion, this book is an amazing, amazing resource. So starting with the table of contents, you have a history of Hermetic magic. It gives you the origins, the Hellenic root, the Egyptian root, the Hermetic tradition, the ancient phase, the modern phase, the postmodern phase, and the Papyrian history. And then it moves into the Hermetic synthesis, showing the Egyptian stream, the Hellenic stream, the Iranian stream, the Gnostic stream, the Semitic stream, the Christian stream, and then the principles of Hermetic synthesis. So how all of those things fuse together to form Hermeticism. The book then moves into part 2, giving the theory or the background behind Hermeticism, starting out with the cosmology, the Neoplatonic cosmology, the Gnostic cosmology, the Egyptian cosmology, and the Hermetic cosmology. Then it moves into Hermetic anthropology, theology and daemonology, Goetia, Magia, Theurgia, magical writing systems, the science of the Stoicheia, and then magical theories. If you do happen to have an interest in the magical aspect of Hermeticism, part 3 goes into the praxis, where you get the tools, the ritual structure, self-initiation, and a slew of ritual practices, including divination. Here's a few more. So that's my recommendation for beginners who are interested in getting started learning and practicing Hermeticism. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. And as always, seek the mysteries.
All right. Does anyone have that book? Has anyone read that book? I wouldn't mind getting it and, learning more. I always am open and interested, honey. So, yeah. That looks very amazing, very interesting to me. I will get it.
You think Diddy would chase some people down with him if he get arrested?
Oh, my man. Come on. His daddy was a rat. Hold on, let me just, I know this ain't got nothing to do with, but I'm going to tell his story. It was this gangster, right? He said, when you go there, kill the father and kill his son. And the guy said, his son is only a baby, 4 years old. He said, his father was a rat, and he gonna grow up to be a rat too. It ain't no way that he gonna go down, you understand, and not take nobody with him. His father was murdered because he ratted out his team that he was working for. So you think he not gonna rat? Like father, like son, brother. That's what I believe.
Wow, man, I didn't know.
Hey y'all, it's me, the Money Professor, and everybody wants to know, what's an IUL? And I'm going to tell you. So this is you, this is your money. And on average, you take your money and you put it in the bank. And when you put your money in the bank, it's only going to grow at a whopping 0.01%, maybe a 0.001%. And while it's in the bank is loaning out your money, compounding your money, and making and keeping all of the money. And what you should do is take that money and put it into an IUL. And what's an IUL? It's an Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. So when your money's inside an IUL, it is protected and it's guaranteed to grow on an average of 8 to 10%. All right, and so when it's in those accounts, the account grows because it is growing on a compound or uninterrupted compound interest. And when it's protected because it has a 0% floor, guaranteed no losses. Okay, so when the money is in that account, at the same time, it's growing cash value. And when you have that cash value, you're able to spend that money tax-free. You can use that money for leverage, such as, college funding, investing in property, or just other cash building assets. You can use that money as income replacement for retirement funding, or even build your own private bank, becoming your own family bank. And at the same time, it's a death benefit. It's a life insurance policy. So this death benefit, you are able to leave a legacy. It comes with living benefits for chronically ill or, critical illnesses. And also it's collateral. You are using this money to pay back this money when you are taking it while you're still alive. DM me more or hit the link in my bio if you are interested in creating your own IUL.
Show y'all hella books that I was reading during 2020. Pay attention, pause it where you need it, because there's gonna be a lot of gems in this video that I'm not gonna highlight, and it's up to you to grab. So let's go. Gem, super gem, super gem, super gem, super gem, super gem. Get in there. Jimothy, Jimmy Turner, Jim. This is the book that I was reading when I had my stroke and went to the hospital. 2 gems right here. And super gem. Hold on. I'm pausing on this for a reason. If you melanated, you need to read it. If not, you're hoeing yourself. Jim. I already know. Of course. So, more or less, that was my 2020. Go crazy.
Go crazy. Yes. Ooh, yes. I got a lot of books to add to my collection, I see, because, yes. Yes, my brother. Pound it. Period. Next video.
On P Diddy getting arrested and basically saying that he had a weird feeling today was the day the feds will actually catch up to Diddy. I guess we can all confirm that LeBron James was the anonymous tipster that gave him. No. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a glass of water, y'all. This is nasty, man. Y'all remember before a couple weeks ago that we saw that LeBron James was saying, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Some people will say that LeBron James should go to jail. Chill out, y'all. Right? We all know that this is a troll post. Well, it is actually true that P Diddy did go to jail, though. But I mean, about LeBron James' whole situation is crazy, and that's lies. But it's still funny just to see that. Feel me? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the whole P Diddy situation and LeBron James. But you ready to know what's up? I'm not excited.
was in like Maria Owen's era. You learn more about her, you learn more about her mother, a whole bunch of magic. They're in London, wandering around magical places. It's just like, it's so good. As with all the books, Alice Hoffman has just injected these with little magical hints of witchcraft. So if you're a witch, you're going to love this book. And if you're a human, you're going to love this book. I would not read this book before the other ones because it will not make sense. Like maybe it will, but it will not do the series justice. As always, start from the chronological beginning and end with this masterpiece. Now, can they please make these into movies? Do we want to leave Practical Magic alone? It's just so different from the book. If you're going to do it though, you have to have Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock. I'm sorry, but you have to because that's Gillian and Sally. But if you could just like do all the books in movies or a TV show, I would really appreciate that. Like really quickly, but make them good, stick to the book. But if you haven't read the books, go and read the books. Enjoy.
Alrighty, thanks, boo. Hell to the no. Just like she said, what the fuck? Yes, ma'am. The fuck? Next video.
Afraid of death?
No, I'm not. I'm going to tell you, I was afraid of death until I met death. I met death when I was 22 years old.
And what happened when you were 22?
See that mark on my face right there? It was meant for my throat, and it missed me, and I should be dead. It was a domestic relationship. I lost my life. I just was gone for a certain amount of time. And nobody ever believes it, so I don't even tell it anymore. But I just could see all of this like a heavenly host, and I could hear this music just playing, and it was just awesome, and it was really, really, really pretty. And I know what's going to happen in the hereafter. So I'm not afraid of it. I believe in God. I trust Him.
That is so beautiful. I'm not afraid of death either. And you shouldn't be either.
Is this what happens after death?
This is what happens when you die. According to near-death experiences in several religions, the moment after you die, your soul will separate from your body. Your memories will fade as you will be pulled into a dark tunnel and drawn towards a bright light. It is said that within this light, you will sense your deceased loved ones, divine spirits, and an infinite amount of love. But what if you don't go towards that light? In one sacred myth, they say that the light is a trap for the soul set up by demonic forces. These demons, also known as archons, use the light to disguise themselves as your deceased loved ones, gods, and truth in order to draw your soul in. Once you are consumed by the light, they will use several different spiritual tactics to trick you to coming back to earth. These demons do this because they feed on human suffering, so they need your soul to come back as many times as possible in order to harness and harvest your energy. Most humans fall victim to this soul trap and find themselves becoming a prisoner to the light. And so if you decide not to go towards the light and instead move towards the infinite dark void, you will be freed from the prison of reincarnation and return to your true home, where you will realize the true infinite potential of your soul. From this point, you will be given the option to travel to whatever other realm or dimension you so choose. And so after you die, you should be very careful before looking at that light, because
Yeah, boy.
Back with another spooky story. This one you don't want to watch at night, but y'all don't listen to me anyway, so let's get into it. This story is my roommate's story, and we're gonna call my roommate Ellie. That's her name. So Ellie and her brother had a time in their childhood where they were in the foster system awaiting adoption. Ellie and her brother winds up getting moved from the first place that they were staying to a house in Long Island. Now, Ellie described this house to be absolutely beautiful. It was a mansion, like decorations, high ceiling, definitely no house that she's ever been to before. And it wasn't just Ellie and her brother that was moved to this house. A bunch of kids from the group home that she was originally staying at were too moved to this house. So it's day one and the kids are exploring the house. Around that time, Ellie must have been 7 and her brother must have been 5. So all the kids are in this humongous house and they're all just exploring the space. Someone winds up coming around and designates each kid to a room. Ellie got put in a room with her brother and 2 other children. So keep in mind, as this is happening, as the kids are getting more acclimated to the house, this is all happening in broad daylight. So it hasn't even gotten dark yet. Kids get put into their rooms to put their stuff down, and they notice the closet in the room. The closet was closed, but for some reason, the kids, they seemed to be intrigued by this closet. So they decided that they were actually going to open the closet and go through it and just see what's in there. And before I tell you guys what happened, I want you guys to be able to picture the closet. The closet had shelves. But what the kids at the time did not know was that the last shelf on the closet actually led up to an attic. It was kind of like a secret entrance to the attic. So picture it like this, right? What the kids did not know though was that the top shelf would lead to an attic. And obviously the closet was much bigger than that. So at this point, the kids walk in, they're looking at the closet, you know, it's just a closet at this point. They see the shelves, but you know, they can't see on top of it, so it's cool. They'll put their stuff down and go on about their business. One of the kids reported to hearing thumping in the closet, as if like there was somebody in the closet. But again, they had opened the closet earlier and there was nobody in there. So what the fuck is that noise and where is it coming from? It kept hearing it and the noise would intensify. Footsteps, thuds. So the kids went to the family of the house, which I'm assuming the owner of the house, and told them about the noise that they're hearing in the closet. So the family of the house decided to go investigate and see what could be making the noise in the closet. So Ellie and her brother, being nosy, decided to go with the family to go check out what it was that was making the noise in the closet. So they opened the closet door and, you know, they walk in and everybody's just looking. So Ellie and her brother are standing there just looking around and the family is looking around with them investigating. It seems like the noise and the stomping is coming from up. So one of the members from the family picked one of the kids up so they can like be able to get a better view of what was going on up there. So as the little boy is like reaching up there to see what's going on, just like a scary movie, y'all, why the little boy got snatched into the attic. Ellie and her brother saw this with their own 2 eyes. They stood there and they watched this little boy literally get yanked and pulled into the attic. Everybody starts freaking out. Everyone. Kids are petrified, the family is horrified, and young Ellie at the time decided that she had seen enough. She has no idea what happened to that little boy. Decided to run outside and call ACS. Y'all better come pick me and my brother up because I don't know where the fuck y'all got me right now. She explained the situation to the people about the little boy being snatched into the closet. At that point, the little boy still hasn't come out. Literally, ACS rushed over and got all of the kids out of the house. Had all the kids standing outside. They refused to let anybody come back inside of the house. And eventually, they took the kids and left and they never went back to the house. If you're wondering what happened to that little boy, so am I. I have no idea. Ellie has no idea. They literally had the kids standing outside. Then they took the kids and just drove off and they never heard anything back from that. And from there, they were moved to the next house. Thank you guys so much for watching this story. If you enjoyed these mysterious, spooky stories, you better follow me on TikTok. In my bio, I have a link tree. You'll be able to find my YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube for longer, better, spooky stories. While you're at it, go ahead and follow me on Instagram just so that I know that it's real. Please? This one was definitely a spooky one. If you have a spooky story that you think is interesting enough that you'd like me to tell, feel free to DM me that story on Instagram or send me a voice note. I like those better. So seriously, if your grammar is ass, just send me a voice note. Don't piss me off because I be getting brain aneurysms trying to read these stories. Send voice notes. I have plenty more ghost stories, not just from Ellie, but Ellie's friend Shayna. We were all sharing ghost stories yesterday and I was like, oh yeah, this is about to be the next series. Because Ellie went on to live in another haunted house after that where a little girl's spirit lived in her bedroom. And Shayna had a very strange encounter when she was just a little girl. I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. Make sure you guys leave a comment. letting me know which story you guys want to hear first, and what did you guys think about today's story from your favorite Haitian homegirl.
Hi, boo. Good story, good story. Go follow her, all of her socials, y'all. Go support the sister. And yeah, I like it. Next video. Did you know that setting aside as little as $300 from each paycheck into a max-funded IUL instead of a 401k can give you $610,000 tax-free money and will provide you with $60,000 a year tax-free in retirement? Comment IUL below if you want more information. If you're open to being a financial professional licensed in your state, please send me an email at essence@tenaciouscashflowacademy.com.
The family mysteriously disappeared in 1996 and were never found. What's up, my urban crimers? I got a good mystery for y'all tonight. Make sure you drop a like and hit that follow button for more true crime content. Follow me on YouTube for actual crime scene footage and interviews from victims. Also, tune in to my live tonight where we watch true crime stories together. Now let's get into the story. This is the very mysterious story of Everett and Lydia Thompson. They vanished from their home in 1996 along with their two sons, Everett Jr. and Andrew. This story takes place in Chicago, Illinois, also known to have one of the highest murder rates in U.S. history. Everett and Lydia were successful business owners in the Chicago area. They owned their own restaurant, Eat Company Pizza, and served to the thriving Chicago community. They had two young sons, 11-year-old Everett Jr. and 8-year-old Andrew, who they loved dearly. Lydia and her siblings inherited a home from her parents in which her family lived in. Lydia had a brother, Kenneth White, who was also living at the home. He was just released from prison on a rape conviction, and no one in the family wanted to take him in. So he was basically forced to live in the home that he inherited also. Family and friends were very unhappy about this decision. Everett's family looked at Kenneth as a freeloader, and they did not want him anywhere near their son. And only 4 months after Kenneth moved in, disaster would strike. One day, Lydia made a frantic call to police, stating that Kenneth was chasing her with an axe, and he also threatened to kill her multiple times. When police arrived, the situation had calmed down, so no reports were made. On July 5th, 1996, Eric received a frantic call from Lydia, stating that Kenneth was once again chasing her around the house with an axe and was threatening to kill her. She was so terrified that she was forced to lock herself inside a restroom. She begged Eric to come home right away and help her. Eric was also on the phone with his father when Lydia made the frantic call. He explained to his father what was happening and rushed home to help her. That would be the last time the father would hear from his son. 2 hours later, Kenneth arrives at the family restaurant. He is also driving the company van that Everett usually drives. When questioned on the whereabouts of Everett, Kenneth states that he was involved in a car accident and was also arrested for it. Employees of the restaurant also stated that they noticed blood on Kenneth's white shoes. Weeks had passed and Everett's father had not heard from him. He then went to police to do a welfare check on the family. When police arrived at the home, Kenneth was there all alone. He stated that the family went to Philadelphia to visit Everett's family. But didn't Everett's family send a wellness check? Over the next few weeks, Kenneth continued to make up various stories on where the family was. Everett's family would get frustrated and eventually travel to Chicago to look for the family themselves. The employees at the restaurant told them about Kenneth's story and also told them about the blood on his shoes. Police then began a further investigation on Kenneth. They later found out that there never had been an accident and Kenneth was lying about his stories. Just trying to figure out how it took weeks for them to further investigate this man. Like, that's crazy. Everett's family would then put more pressure on authorities to find out the whereabouts of the family. They also discovered that Kenneth had forged Lydia's name on several documents, including one to sell the home. An inspector came and discovered the new owners had gutted out the entire home for new renovations. But despite all the evidence against him, charges were still never brought against Kenneth. He moved to Shirley and Gary, Indiana in July of 1997, just a year after the family's disappearance, and continued with his normal life. But in November of 1997, he was arrested for failing to register as a sex offender. He was released, but then arrested again a month later for forging Lydia's signature on a $13,000 check. Kenneth White will go on to hang himself in his jail cell on Christmas Day in December of 1997. He had no motive and did not leave a note. It's still unknown what happened to the Thompson family, and they have never been found. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Now that was a crazy one right there, y'all. Let me know what y'all think for real in the comments. If you like this story, make sure you drop a like and hit that follow button for more true crime content.
Yeah, go follow in the urban crime. That story is crazy. Never heard it before. And 2 thumbs down to him because he got out the easy way. Like, you commit suicide, you got out the easy way physically. Spiritually, not so much. But still, that's period. Like, and what happened to the family? Like, crazy. Next video.
I never ever used to believe in psychics. The idea that somebody had the ability to see into the future, it just sounded like a bunch of BS to me. But that all changed the day that I found out that I was adopted through a psychic. The story's wild, so let's get into it. So to preface this, when I refer to my mom and dad, I'm referring to my adopted parents simply because they are my mom and dad. So it was the late 90s, and my mom, unfortunately, couldn't have biological children of her own anymore. So her and my dad decided that they wanted to try the adoption route. They actually were successful in adopting a child, but unfortunately, the day that the baby was born, the biological mom changed her mind and she decided that she wanted to keep the baby. My parents were heartbroken. They ended up waiting a couple years, and then all of a sudden, my mom decides that she wants to start seeing a psychic. Now, this was a little weird, and my dad definitely was not on board because both my parents, especially my dad, are super Christian. I feel like Christians don't usually believe in psychics. But my dad was like, live your life, go do what you want. My mom started seeing this psychic named Shari in Fairmont, West Virginia. Shari would make these tape recordings for my mom, and basically they were just like little cassette tapes taping their sessions, and my brother Patrick actually has one, and on the cassette tape that he has, Shari the psychic was talking about my brothers because my mom already had 3 sons from 2 different previous marriages. Shari literally said, one of your sons is going to have terrible financial issues, the other is going to have terrible health issues, and the other is going to be a very, very successful businessman. And to flash forward to today, all of that came true. My brother owns a very successful business. My other brother struggled financially. My other brother with the health issues ended up passing away in 2020. So Shari clearly knew what she was talking about. But anyhow, one day my mom went in for a regular session with Shari, and they were talking about how my mom and dad want to adopt a baby. And Shari literally gave my mother an address. She wrote it down on a piece of paper, and she said, go to this address. This is where you're going to find your baby. Now, my mom was insanely confused, but she was like, okay, I have nothing to lose. Her and my dad end up going. And let me tell you, what happens next is literally insane. So come back for part 2.
That's cute. I would love to know what happened. That was cute.
What actually happens when you die? According to near-death experiences, the moment you draw your last breath, your consciousness or your soul will leave your body. If you die in a hospital, you'll be able to see your body as it floats upwards towards the ceiling. And as your soul floats up through the hospital roof, a magnetic force pulls you through a dark tunnel. Your memories and your thoughts will fade away as you move through this tunnel. When you reach the end of the tunnel, a brilliant light will shine. When you move closer to this light, you won't be able to help but feel a sense of deja vu. To quote one of the subjects from his near-death experience, he states, if I was a Christian, I would call the light Jesus. If I was a Buddhist, I would call the light Buddha. If I was a Hindu, I would call the light Krishna. It doesn't matter what we call the light, because at the end of the day, it's just love. You see, they say that in the light you will have returned to a place without time, where everyone you had ever known is with you. And you will be closer to your loved ones here than you ever were in their physical life. You'll be home. All the suffering you had ever experienced was worth this single moment. But unfortunately, this won't last forever. Because in order for you to stay in this place, your soul must be judged. And if you don't pass this test,
I guess it depends on what you believe in. The other video contradicts this and says the complete opposite. So it's whatever you believe in, really. You know, whatever you believe in, I feel that's what you will experience when you die. But at the end of the day, when you die, your soul goes on somewhere else. Something else happens. I don't believe that this is the end. I believe this physical body comes to an end and your energy goes and moves on. Your spirit, your soul, whatever you want to call it, moves on to something else. That's my personal opinion. Sorry if it offends you. I'm not trying to offend nobody, okay? I love you all, I promise.
With a few little freckles on her face, and she was playing a game of hide and seek with me. So it was like she was there, she wasn't. So I could catch a glimpse of her. And again, when I say I can catch a glimpse of somebody, the image pops into my head and pops out. Part of being a psychic medium is being able to grasp those very subtle images, and they don't always come through the way that you think that they would come through. And we are under no obligation on the other side or this side to give any information to anybody just because you call them up and ask them to come through. But I thought I would give it a try. Little John Bonet came through, but with a very clean face, like a normal 6-year-old, like anybody's 6-year-old baby. And she came through like that, and I could really see her personality. She was a prankster. She was mischievous. She was curious. She liked to learn things. She was physical. She did all of these kinds of things. And then when I was looking at the image in my mind, suddenly I looked at a woman who had long, pale hair, pale light hair, and was very thin and actually taller than I expected. I figured out this was John Bonet in her adult form. And I know you're going to ask me, why is she in an adult form if she was murdered as a child? And let me explain this to you. From my experience, sometimes a person, a child, will leave this life early at a very young age, and they will continue to grow up on the other side. We do have life after this life, and people will poo-poo that or tell me, you know, whatever, I'm crazy. But I actually ask you to open your mind with this, because to think that this is the only life we have is actually an interesting thought that doesn't make sense. Because we continue to grow. That's why people evolve and are so different on the planet Earth, is because we come down here with different things and goals in minds. But aside from that, I was looking at this kind of tall, slender, shy, quiet girl with long, light hair, very pale hair, pale blonde hair, darker underneath, and she stood there and she was looking at me. I knew it was John Bonet. She didn't say she was John Bonet. I felt it was John Bonet. And so I knew she was one of those children that was growing up on the other side watching her family. And it's like she was talking to me. She was very introverted, so the energy was internal, extremely studious, actually reminded me of a librarian. She kept showing me images of a library and books and going through massive hallways of books and looking and reading and educating herself and informing herself on things. And then she would flash back to her family, the family that she knew when she was here on this side, alive. She would flash back to her family and basically let me know that she had spent the time since her passing observing her family, watching what was going on and trying to understand it. So of course, I'm going to ask in my head, because that's how I ask. It's kind of a telepathy that goes on. It's not like she's speaking outside of herself. I have heard spirits speak outside of themselves, but in her particular case, she was not speaking outside of herself. So it was a telepathy that I was picking up on. And when she was communicating with me, I asked, who killed you? Because that's the question of the hour, who killed you? And it's been many years, but keep in mind, for some people who've crossed over, their time on the other side is like this, like a flash, whereas 70 years on this side is at times monotonous, boring, stretched out in a big long thing. Like think when you're a kid and you're waiting to go back to school in the summer and time just stretches on, or you're not waiting to go back to school and time speeds up, whatever it is. John Bonet was not wanting to speak about who killed her. She directed my attention to the night before she passed. She showed me the Christmas party, and she showed me like a group of kids. There were lots of little kids there, and they were dressed very nicely. So it was, they all had on what you would say is your Sunday best, or shiny shoes, little pants with little ties for the boys and little dresses for the girls. Like nobody was in jeans and flip-flops, typical California Christmas, not like that. These little kids were dressed up and they were super excited to be at this party, and they were running around, and JonBenet was no different. She was not listening to her parents. She was not sitting in a corner. She was not shy. She was actually running around. Her brother was there as well, but he was off in a different circle of people or a different group of kids. She was with the little kids, and there was like 3 little boys around her, and there was her, and she's just showing me little kid fun. That's how it feels to me. She kind of glanced.
Rest in peace, JonBenet.
When people have these near-death experiences, okay, or one where they're dying on a table, and they are commonly described, they leave their body, and they look back on themselves, okay? That's a thing going, that's something, okay?
Right.
Let's investigate this. The test for whether you really left your body or whether you were hallucinating it, get some writing that faces the ceiling up above your body. And if you're floating above your body, above that piece of paper, when you come back to life, you should be able to say what's written on that piece of paper. And that is yet to happen.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, it's that time. You reached the end of another video. Yes, y'all, it's over. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I appreciate y'all for being here with me per usual. I appreciate your time. I do not take it for granted whatsoever. I definitely looking forward to the next video, honey. I just showed y'all the book. Well, it's not, don't worry about it, okay? We're gonna be reading this together. So get ready. Just came in the mail today and I'm so excited. So yeah, thank you for being here with me. Y'all are my soul tribe. Tribe is with a Y because the Y is for you, because I love you so freaking much. Yes, I do. You already know what to do with it, honey. You can give it to who? Give it to your mama, your daddy, your sister, your auntie, your niece, your nephew, your granddaddy, your bestie, and your enemy, because anybody can get it. Just be nice, okay? Just be nice. Being nice brightens up your day 1,000 times, like just by just being nice and being kind. And it's free, period. Anyway, hit me up, Oshun. Oh, yeah, IG if you want to. Oshun 888 Amare. Essence at tenaciouscashflowacademy.com. And I'm so sleepy. I'm sorry if you could tell throughout this video. I am like exhausted. I'm about to take a nap. Okay. Anyway. Deuces. Ashe, I'm out.